Scott Dahlke. I'm the program director for the Muscatine Center for Social Action. I've been here since July of 2017, and it has just been a whirlwind of just hope. Love it. We served last year, it looks like 379 men, women, and children in our sheltering programs. That's just the sheltering programs. Our homeless prevention program, which is another little sweet little program, served 600 men, women, and children. Of the 379 that we served at the sheltering programs, 104 of those are children. So it's kind of sad that we're serving that many, but a lot of times I see it as a good thing, because for every one child that is sheltered, there's 5 out there that isn't sheltered. They're out there couch hopping or living in a van. And a lot of people often think that if you're couch hopping, at least you got someplace to go. But that's not the greatest scenario, because you first might stop at Uncle Tom's house. Uncle Tom's a heavy smoker, so now you're subjecting your kids to secondhand smoke. But then you're only allowed to stay there for a week, so you go someplace else. You go to Uncle Bob's house, and he's a heavy drinker, so now you're subjecting your kid to that. So finally, you have to stop. You have to leave his house, because if you're on Section 8, you can only have visitors for up to a week. Otherwise, you have to include them onto your lease or get kicked off your Section 8 voucher. So lastly, a lot of these families will end up in a predatory situation. They'll put their kids in a situation they just know is not good. So when we're increasing our numbers here, I don't necessarily take it as a bad thing. I take it as we're serving. Every time I can take somebody on tour and show them the comfortable room that we can give them, every time I can explain that we're gonna take families first, and if I need to move some people around so that you as a family can move in with your kids, we're gonna do that. I'll give that tour every day. I will come in late at night and give that tour, because I want people to see it's not as bad as you think it is. If we can bring some people into the system sooner, we can address the problem before it gets too much bigger. We also partnered with the community college. I know I heard you and Charlotte talking about that, and that's another just a hope-giving experience there. It just started with a small little conversation, and it's turned into something pretty unique, where these guys, we partnered with the college, and these guys that we identified as being able to go through it, they went on tours of local companies just to kind of see where they were, see what kind of welding they needed. Once they decided, oh yeah, I'd like to work at Hoffman, or I'd like to work at Union Tank, took a look at what their welding tests were like, what their welding specifications were like, and then the college designed their training specifically for that, so that they were able to accelerate the program requirements from a 2-year requirement or a 16-month requirement to a 6-week class. So now these folks can go through a 6-week class. The MCSA shelters them and feeds them, and we kind of put our support in, teaching them the life skills that it takes to break out of these survival skills you learn in poverty, to being able to be a middle-class guy. So when they graduate, they then go take the test at this company, and they go from literally being homeless to making $16, $20 an hour, which is just phenomenal. You can't get better than that. It's just touching. One guy, Joey, we're always talking about him. He was really happy one day that he was getting a job at Happy Joe's, making $7.25 an hour, and now he's making almost $17 an hour. So we couldn't be more happy for it. I always want to reduce the stigma that the homeless population are lazy and that they're alcoholics or drunks. We have the same population of people with substance abuse issues as every other income level. You walk around our building and you'll see that. And people that are homeless coming to the shelter for the first time, they're just like everybody else. They just hit a hiccup. So reducing the stigma is something I always want to do. What can people do to help? There's a whole realm of things that you can do to help. Coming in and being part of the mentoring program, maybe picking somebody that we put through the welding program and help them through it. It's a lot of work for our social workers to untrain some of these survival skills that they pick up. Any help we can get in doing that, we're game for it. If you just want to come in and help serve a meal, 4:30 we're putting out a meal every night. If somebody wants to come in and be part of that, fantastic. Whatever I can get people to do, whatever conversations they can bring to my table, whatever volunteer work they want to put forward to impact that a little bit. Here comes the hope again, Ty. I believe this community is going to come together. It has before, and it will again.